A lot of veteran players. Obviously, the Heat have a whole lot more of star power, I'd say, whether you want to factor in the age or the youth of the Miami bench. How do you want to look at this? What's your initial thought?
Well, think of it from this standpoint, Jared. Toronto Raptors' strong suit is getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line. Miami got a guy in the middle, Hassan Whiteside, who not only blocked 4 shots a game during the season, but if he's blocking 4, he's altering another 6 or 7. It's going to be interesting to see, can he shut down the paint, and what DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry and those guys who likes to get to the basket, if you can force them to become jump shooters. Second, Joe Johnson now is there. You're talking about a 6'8" guy at the small forward position, looking at Dwayne Wade. The matchups between DeMar DeRozan and Joe Johnson, Dwayne Wade, DeMar Carroll, how's that going to match up? Because now DeMar Carroll and DeMar DeRozan are going to have to play defense against Dwayne Wade and Joe Johnson, 2 prolific scorers. So it's going to be interesting to see, can Miami at those 2 positions, can they put enough offense and put the ball in their hands enough to force Toronto to have to trap sometimes and get the ball out of those guys' hands?
And to add to that, Jared, now the way Luol Deng has played at a stretch 4 has really shocked me a little bit. We knew he was a two-way player in Chicago and was able to guard multiple positions. But now he's balling being the stretch 4, relishes it, doesn't mind guarding the power 4, even though I thought Charlotte did a decent job putting Kaminsky in the block and kind of exposing him a little bit, but Luol Deng was continuing banging. Secondly, he shot the 3-ball very, very well in that series. Can he continue to do that on the road early in the season against the Raptors? And lastly, Whiteside is a good rim protector, but he's shown us if you continue to go at him, you can get him in foul trouble and foul him out. Now with DeRozan, will those guys continue to go at him and try to get him in foul trouble?
A couple of matchups really intrigue me. Number one, let's mention the point guard play. And what Goran Dragic can try and carry from Game 7 on Sunday into that series, and how Kyle Lowry continues to struggle.
Well, Kyle Lowry struggled shooting the ball, but he still played tough defense. He still was assisting the ball, still being a good floor leader. But I agree with you, he has to shoot the ball better. And the Dragon, we didn't use that all series long to Game 7, Sam. We can finally say the Dragon has finally showed up in the playoffs.
Well, he showed up and played big, and they won that Game 7 largely because of how he played, and Dwayne Wade said it. He played with a lot of energy. But when you look at this series between these 2 teams, even though Toronto won it 3-1 in the regular season, Miami is a veteran playoff team with very good players, and they learn how to beat you in different kind of ways. And in this series right now, Whiteside controlling the paint, and can DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry wake up and start playing like Dwayne Casey said, start playing freer and start seeing the ball go down in the basket a little bit more.
You've mentioned Hassan Whiteside a couple of times. I want to follow with the way Jan Mahinmi looked like an all-star in a couple of these games against Jonas Valanciunas and the Raptors. I would imagine that Eric Spoelstra is really chomping at the bit to take his guy who has truly the potential to be an all-star and really exploit that matchup.
Yeah, and the thing that hurts Whiteside is when you have a big that can step out and shoot. Well, Valanciunas is an in-the-paint type of guy. So he can nullify what Valanciunas likes to do because Whiteside is a much superior athlete. Valanciunas is a good scorer, strong body, but those 2 guys can negate each other. It's going to come down to, like I said, Luol Deng is going to play a huge role in this because with Whiteside out there as his big physical presence, it allows Luol Deng to go out there and roam around and get out in transition and score and push the ball. And with Patterson being Toronto's stretch 4, those 2 guys going at each other, very similar players. Not really inside players, both stretch 4s want to shoot jump shots. It's going to come down to D. Scott's thing. Can Toronto put enough pressure on the rim to get Whiteside in foul trouble? Or can Whiteside control the paint and force Toronto into a jump shooting basket?